put down here. Again, it's to the left of the D. It's about 25 yards out. They're actually going to take Mertens off and bring the other Hazard on. So that'll decide who's taking this free kick if they do it now. I think they're trying to get the attention of the referee. The board is up.
One of them's going to be very disappointed, I can tell you that.
Well, I think the referee has said, no, we're not doing the substitution yet. We will wait. And actually, it is going to be Eden Hazard who will take this free kick. 6 goals in his last 6 qualifying games for Belgium. Right-footed, he tries to bend it. It's got into the wall again, and well, one of the Panamanians has gone down. No great surprise. Feeling, I think it's Tejeda, the substitute. And he got caught in the face, and here is the change, and we will see the other Hazard brother enter the fray. Thorgan Hazard from Borussia Mönchengladbach. He will replace Dries Mertens, who got Belgium on their way with a really sumptuous strike.
He did, didn't he? The front three have not had it all their whole way. It's just started now. He'll be really annoyed. He'll be thinking he could get another goal. He want to stay on the pitch because the game's opened up. But he's done his shift. He's done his job. He's got the bigger fish to fry now. They've got more games to play, and he scored a great goal. It was a wonderful strike.
7 minutes remaining here on TalkSport 2. You're listening to the World Cup live. Roberto Martinez with a big hug for Mertens.
That's what he's saying to him, and I know you want to stay on, and listen, I've got to take somebody. I'm using the squad. You'll be in the team next time. It's just reassuring him.
Got to keep him happy.
Absolutely.
You and I were talking off air earlier. You know, keeping them happy is such a key part of it.
Yeah, it's not about being mates with them, but it's being reasonable with them, explaining your decisions, and you know what? If you are that and consistent with people, then you get the best out of them.
There's a poor clearance there from Boyata, but he just about gets away with it with a bit of help from Alderweireld. He's not had too much to worry about playing in that role that's usually filled by Vincent Kompany. There's De Bruyne.
The game of keep ball going on now. That's.
Well, I think they've equalled their best ever scoreline in a World Cup, that 3-0 win against El Salvador. I'm sure they'll look to try and better that if they can. One of the favourites, the first side of the top 6 in the FIFA rankings to secure a win here after a weekend, of course, where we saw some of the best teams in the world struggle to make the perfect start at this World Cup. Of course, we're talking Germany, who lost to Mexico, Brazil only drawing against Switzerland, Portugal drawing with Spain, Argentina, of course, drawing against Iceland, and as we mentioned, Switzerland taking on Brazil, because Switzerland are inside the top 6 in the world. You may find that hard to believe, but you can manipulate your fixtures to make sure your ranking doesn't look too bad when it comes to draw times.
I do think the Portugal-Spain result is a little bit skewed when they're saying all the top 6 haven't won their games. You know, they were 2 brilliant teams, weren't they? It was a great game.
They were a terrific game of football, probably one of the best you're likely to see at the World Cup technically and for sheer drama. Oh, here's a chance for Panama! Oh, he's gone down in the box. I think it's Tejeda who tried to get the shot. It's off of Courtois, and the referee just saying, no, hang on a minute.
VAR coming on, is it?
No, I think he's just given offside.
Oh, is he?
It was the initial ball through, well, there's no offside. It's that second touch where he was offside, and Courtois won the ball anyway. Just for a moment, Panama got that goal that they desired, and it would, of course, be a historic goal, their first in a World Cup final.
Absolutely, you know, they said you start off with it's your first World Cup final, and then it's, what's the next first? If you get a 0-0 or you score, whatever it is, it's some sort of success in that World Cup that you've been to.
Iceland, of course, the other debutants this time round here in Russia, and they had a fairly good start in that 1-1 draw against Argentina. A goal, saving a Messi penalty. You can't really ask for much more. Fidel Escobar is one of the few that's not been booked, and maybe that's why he's just taken the chance to stick one on Axel Witsel there in the middle of the park.
And if he doesn't get booked, that's probably been the worst tackle of all in the game. There's been no nastiness. There's been a few little tugs and little trips and that, but nothing bad.
Well, I think the young 22-year-old who plays for the New York Red Bulls is going to get away with it. Actually, 5 of the 8 defenders in this Panamanian squad all play in the MLS. They're playing to a fairly decent standard.
Yeah, it's this is a different ball game altogether, though, Adam, than the MLS. This is something different, playing against these Belgian players.
Well, for 45 minutes they certainly managed to adapt enough to keep them out. But I mean, you mentioned at half-time, they looked tired. They looked as though they'd probably gone 90 minutes, let alone 45, but they're still coming forward now. Murillo, lovely ball into the penalty area, but it's too far ahead of Tejeda, who can't quite get there on that far side. Always thought he kept the ball in. He looked up, just checked the assistant to see if he'd put the flag up.
He hoped he got away with it. Look at that smile on his face. But they've had two great crosses in here. When they had Perez on, the big fella up front, they didn't get a cross in at all. But the game's stretched. It's end-to-end, that's why you're getting crosses in.
2.5 minutes remaining. 2 goals for Romelu Lukaku, helping Belgium to this 3-0 advantage here, live on TalkSport 2. TalkSport Network, of course, your home of the World Cup. Lots of content as well across our social media. Now, De Bruyne here has clattered into, with a fairly high boot there, Tejeda. The yellow card is out, which I think is going to go to Kevin De Bruyne because it was his boot that was high. It's another yellow card, this time for Belgium, and it will be a free kick to Panama, not far outside the penalty area. Well, he has. He's got the boot right into the midriff there of Luis Tejeda.
I don't think Kevin De Bruyne has meant that. I really do. He's just going to kick the ball. The guy's there. I think he's unfortunate there. I really do.
Well, certainly Escobar met that challenge a few moments ago that he didn't get booked for.
Yeah.
But De Bruyne is in the book. Here's the free kick for Panama. It's to the left of goal, a little bit further out as well, probably nearer to 30 yards. But maybe a chance for one of these players just to make their mark in Panamanian football history. It's actually about 25 yards out. It's to the left. And they may well fancy a shot on goal. Gabriel Torres thought about it, and it's driven in the end by Escobar, but straight at the keeper.
It is, but I'm just wondering how it's got to the keeper. Has it gone up the side of the wall? Has it gone through the wall? Has it gone where the two lads have moved them from? Where they've got the two Panama players on the edge of the wall, and they just tried to drag the wall out of the way, and I think Courtois read it. It was an easy save for him.
Meunier again down the right-hand side, tries to get the cross in. It's blocked out and behind and off of Gabriel Gomez. There's going to be a final change here for Belgium, and it's going to be a rare sight of the lesser-spotted Nasir Chadli, who hasn't played much at all in the last 12 months or so for West Bromwich Albion. 6 games all season in total. He missed plenty of it. He's missed Albion's relegation, of course. He missed Euro 2016 as well, and he's coming on for Axel Witsel.
He's not going to play much in this game either, I can assure you.
It'll be a few moments. £17 million he's up for grabs for if someone wants to pick him up from West Brom.
I suppose in play betting, they'll be seeing whether he gets a touch at all, because he may not.
We're about to head into added time. They have a corner. Hazard's going to take it. It's away that time by Roman Torres from inside the penalty area. It looked like there was a handball there from Moussa Dembele, and the Panamanians have taken the free kick fairly quickly. They're up to halfway. Tejeda has made a decent run forward here. He's got the ball at feet. Now he looks for some support. Was there a foul? Referee says no. It's picked up by Ismail Diaz, and Belgium have it back midway inside their own half. 4 minutes added on at the end of this game then. It's the World Cup live on TalkSport 2. Belgium leading Panama by 3-0 in Group G. The countdown is on to England's campaign kicking off. That's live over on TalkSport from 6 o'clock.
Yeah, it's the big game tonight for everybody in England, but this is kind of, you know, everybody will be wanting a similar, whether it's a similar performance, and sometimes you get carried away with the performance. It is the result that matters, and Belgium might not be thinking he gets his touch anyway, Chadli. You know, they might be thinking, well, he haven't played great. They'll play better against the better teams, no doubt.
Hazard gets it in down the left-hand edge of the penalty area. Here is Chadli. Chadli on the ball inside the penalty area. Tries to stab it across the face of goal towards Thorgan Hazard, who's come on as a substitute. De Bruyne then just flicks that ball on. Eden Hazard will keep it in on this near side. Murillo comes across and defends it well. And actually, the ball did go out of play. And it's going to be a goal kick to Panama away to our left-hand side.
I'm just going to, about that, you know, Roberto and his staff will analyse the performance, they'll analyse the game. Might not have been the best performance, but they've won. And that's it, it's your first game, you've won 3-0, march on.
When you see the problems that Germany and Brazil and Argentina and all those have had, all you can do is win your first game and move on.
Oh, absolutely.
And they are excellent at doing it in these World Cup competitions. There's no two ways about that. Here come Panama forward on the left-hand side with Cooper. They're still trying, despite the fact we're 2 minutes into stoppage time, and I think Cooper's legs have just given up. And he said, actually, I can't really go any further forward. He got his 100th cap.
Cramp, I believe. It's his 100th cap.
He's got his 100th cap against Norway last time out, so this is 101, and he's going to finish it on the floor with cramp, I think. In the meantime, Lukaku is still marauding forward over on that far side. Oh, what an exaggerated dive to the floor by Romelu Lukaku. No foul, according to the referee. And Panama, well, they've tried to launch one from halfway over the top of Courtois, who just puts his left arm up and tips it over the crossbar. That would have been extraordinary, but I think the referee had actually stopped play, and there's a stretcher needed for Cooper on the far side.
Well, that was almost a wow moment, but I thought he was just trying to kick it out so he could get his treatment. But it's a great effort. He's treated it with contempt as well with his left hand. He saved it.
In amongst the noise, very hard to hear the referee's whistle there, that's for sure. Stuart Pearce will be part of our commentary team, of course, with Jim Proudfoot and Mark Saggers over on Talk Sport from 6 o'clock as we build up to kick off with England. I was a little concerned, actually, Mick, because earlier today on our social media, Stuart Pearce was broadcasting topless, and I was worried you may turn up today without a shirt, but I'm glad you did come with a shirt.
Topless? Can you explain that one to me? Why was that?
I think it was just the heat. It's been a hot day. There's no two ways about it.
I'll have to have a word with Stuart. He's a pal of mine, so I'll have to find out what that's all about, but I'm not going to join that, no. Maybe he's got a better physique than I have. He's certainly got a better one than you anyway.
Well, listen, there's very few who don't have a better physique than me, Mick. That's for sure. Last 30 seconds of the game then, here on Talk Sport 2. You're listening to the World Cup live as Belgium lead Panama by 3-0, and they've really gone to town in this second half. Romelu Lukaku delivering with two wonderful goals. On that far side, Panama just trying to find their way back into this game, and well, Mertens was an absolute peach of a hit on the volley. Here come Panama, though. Can they get that historic first goal in the World Cup finals? It ricochets around in the box, and you can hear the Panamanian fans just increase the noise levels as they thought for a moment that first goal was coming, but unfortunately not. And Gianni Sikazny, our Zambian referee, blows his whistle. 2 goals from Romelu Lukaku, who sinks to his knees in the centre of the pitch here in Sochi. His goal and one from Dries Mertens, a real perler of a strike as well, have meant that Belgium have got their World Cup campaign off to the perfect start. They stuttered for the first 45 minutes, but they were dominant in the second half, and they've secured victory here in the Fish Stadium in Sochi. It's 3 points to Belgium, 3 goals as well. They've beaten Panama by 3-0.
Superb work from 2 male models with tremendous physiques there, Adam Bridge, Mick McCarthy. Listen, we've got a couple of minutes left of our coverage here. Mick, wanted to come to you. Since we last spoke, we've seen Belgium go through the gears, and that was a really tremendous second half performance. I just wonder whether you thought it was because they got a lot better, or a Panama a poor side.
Well, I think Panama are a poor side who played well and way above probably what everybody expected. I thought they looked like a shambles at the start. I thought Belgium might overrun them. Then they got organised. But at the end of it, we've just seen the goal now from Mertens. That was the first bit of real quality that we saw. We said it was the end product, and that opened the game up. Once they got the first goal, I don't think there was any doubt about what the result was going to be. And Belgium are a good side, and they'll play better when there's less pressure on against the have-to-beat game, the have-to-win game, the horrible ones to play in.
And Mick, how fearful should England be, having seen Belgium play that well?
Well, no, I think I look forward to that game, because the other 2 games, the Tunisian game and this one,